Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Black Excellence in Healthcare, White Coats and Real Talk podcast, the podcast where we highlight the brilliant Black healthcare professionals out here being superheroes. It's what I would love to call them. On tonight's episode, we have a very, very special guest, but I'm going to let her introduce herself to you all.
Oh, thank you, Angel. And thank you so much, Dr. White, for having me here on this podcast. I am very excited to be here. My name is Kirby Williams, and I am a psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner. I've been working as a Psych NP for almost 15 years now, since 2011. And I've worked in a variety of different settings, so I won't go into all that. I've just worked in a lot of different settings. And also with that, I now currently have my own private practice. I am the director of operations for a nonprofit, the Society of PMHNPs of Color. And I also own a professional development business for Psych NPs called the PMHNP Source.
Wow. That is amazing. I love to hear it all. Because, I recently just got my Psych NP.
Yes.
As a family nurse practitioner for the past 2 years, but I recently just got my Psych NP. So
congrats.
I'm excited and interested in to learn more all about what you have to offer. Yeah. So tell us a little bit more about these psych resources that you have.
All these resources. Yes. So the PMHNP Source, which is a professional development company, is something I started in 2023. So I told you I've been a Psych NP for quite some time, and I have always been mentoring and doing education, supporting Psych NPs by precepting. I've worked in adjunct faculty, also traditional faculty role for Psych NPs as well. The traditional role didn't quite fit me, which is okay, but I did enjoy teaching a lot. And so I said I wanted to try to do something that would still support all Psych NPs in their continuing education. So I started creating templates for things they could use in practice, templates for things they could utilize when they're looking for a job. And then I did this really big master class 2 times actually about compensation, negotiation, understanding the different type of salary structures that are offered, especially when you become a APRN. That's different than when you are a nurse. So I did those things, and people really enjoyed and got a lot from those things. And so now the PMHNP Source, its kind of main offering is a mentorship program, is an ongoing mentorship program for student Psych NPs as well as Psych NPs who are newer to practice, I would say. So I would say typically those who are less than 3 years in practice can come and get support in that setting because it might not be available in their work setting. Mm-hmm. So that's one of the things. I also have the nonprofit, the Society of PMHNPs of Color, which I am so grateful to be the director of operations for this. And this started at the end of 2024 with 2 other Psych NPs of color who came together to create this nonprofit nursing organization because we really wanted a place where Psych NPs of color could have a professional home, could feel like themselves, could be supported, could be uplifted, could be empowered, and that we're a place that they could talk about the things that they're experiencing because we know that those are going to be different than some of our colleagues might experience. And we also wanted to be a really great place for also providing that culturally affirming care and culturally affirming education because we know that Psych NPs of color, we have that perspective and insight to be able to do some of that and provide some of that education, not just to our colleagues, but to the public as well.
That's amazing. And I love every bit of it. So on your journey, have you experienced any milestones or challenges you faced throughout your Psych NP journey?
A lot, but how much time we got? No. But I would say, I think the first challenge, just thinking about the beginning of my journey, and maybe Dr. White, you experienced this as well, even being an FNP, is that we know what it was like to be a nurse and working at the bedside, working as a registered nurse. Typically, most registered nurses I talk to, have when they get started in a new role, they have 6 weeks, 8 weeks with someone in that new role on that new unit that they're working with for that period of time, maybe even longer. There are also all kind of programs out there. But when you become a nurse practitioner, there are not a lot of support options like that. And so when I started my journey, I probably had like one day or a couple of hours of like someone giving me guidance on like putting in orders and doing this and doing that. And it was kind of just like, boop, off to the races. Enjoy. You got it. Though I had a really good team around me. My colleagues at that first job were very kind, very nice, but they were all busy too. They had their own patients to see, had their own things to manage. I was working in acute care psychiatry at the time. So, urgent things are happening. So no, they don't have time to talk me through every case or every time I have a question. I kind of got to catch them when I could. So that was really like, I think one of the first big challenges of coming into this role of like, yeah, I have to figure this out on my own or figure out a way I'm going to like get some support in some kind of way outside of my workplace because my workplace is not going to provide it.
Absolutely not. I had 3 days. My first MD. I had 3 days.
Yeah.
And 2 of those days was the charting system.
Boop! I didn't even count those days. Yeah, I had those 2 days too.
So technically, I had 1 day. That's terrible. That's terrible. But that's the world of the NP life for you. So that's I'm glad that you building platforms like that so other people can have the help that they need on their path when they become a nurse practitioner and as a nurse practitioner student too as well.
Yeah.
As well. So the lovely popular question I love to ask all of my star guests is, what does Black excellence mean to you?
Oh, man. Great question. Black excellence to me, when I think of it or think of that word, what kind of first comes to mind is it doesn't have to be professional, but a Black person, a Black individual who is coming into their own and doing something that is meaningful and intentional in the work that they're doing. And it can be in any kind of field that they want to do it in, but they're doing something meaningful, intentional, and coming into their own when they're doing it. That's to me like kind of the first thing that pops up in my mind. It's not necessarily a person or anything like that, or it doesn't have to be anything super specific, but it just has to be intentional, meaningful, and in your own way, because typically, that's how I think most Black professionals are making it through this is in doing something in our own way. Doesn't mean being an entrepreneur, but in our own way, in our own ways, creating our own spaces, whether that's inside of a workplace or outside of a workplace sometimes.
Okay. But you are an entrepreneur, correct?
I am. Yes.
Can you give us a little insight about entrepreneurship? What is a challenge or some challenges that you experience in your entrepreneur journey? Because I know it's a lot of them.
It's a lot of them. It's a lot of them.
But sometimes people...
Oh, go ahead, yeah.
Sometimes people look at entrepreneurs and they think especially if you're in the healthcare field, they just think, it's like an easy scapegoat for us, which is not.
Nope. Not one bit. So I am an entrepreneur times 2. And so what I would say, and I had this conversation with someone recently who is an entrepreneur as well and a Psych NP, is that things take longer than you think they will take. Whatever you have in your mind before you become an entrepreneur, you're like, oh, it's going to take me 6 months. Go ahead and add some more on to that. It's going to take longer. Not in a mean way or not because you're doing anything wrong. That's just the normative process. And that things are, and it's not to scare anyone away from it, but this is the truth. Things are also probably 10 times harder than you think they will be as well. And it's not to scare anyone. We can all do hard things. If you have been through nursing school, you can do this because that is a hard thing. I've been through it twice, been through it a couple times, Dr. White for you. But so if you can do that, yes, you can do it, but it's just harder than you think. So, and I think I like to say that because I know what we are all seeing on social media. I know what we're seeing and what we might be hearing about entrepreneurship, whether it's a healthcare provider who's talking about it or a clinician who's talking about it or someone who's doing something else who's talking about it and making it seem a certain way. It is harder. There's a lot of tears on the other side of that iPhone. There's some struggles, whether that's financial, emotional. Sometimes when you want to give up, sometimes when you want to maybe even think about going back to getting a job. Some of us still have, jobs in certain ways, shapes, or form. I still do have and usually keep like a PRN job. I do, even though we are entrepreneurs. And I do talk about that, sometimes in some of my content and things like that too, but I still do. And I enjoy it too, because it's a place where I'm not over all the things that are happening. I'm just there to be the worker bee for the day, for the moment, for the whatever. Whereas in my entrepreneurial, ventures, I'm a lot of things. I got to think about, everything.
That's amazing. Yeah, you are absolutely right. And I find that too, that a lot of us healthcare professionals, we keep some type of PRN job.
Mm-hmm. I do. At all times.
So what does that beautiful white coat that you have on, because it's very beautiful.
Thank you.
What does that symbolizes for you?
I think when I first got it and first finished school, it was like, I made it. That was really the first thing that came to mind. But when I really think about it in the big scheme of everything, what it means to me is that I am in a place where I can make an impact. Because when we think about a white coat, we think of a person or a professional who is someone who is maybe in charge of things or taking charge of things or has a certain level of education. But it means I'm able to make a really distinct impact. So that's what I think about when I think about, my white coat and what it's meant to me to have my NP, what it's meant to me to be an advanced practice nurse is that I'm able to make a really significant impact in healthcare, one, in mental health care specifically for me, and then also just for those who come after me as well. And that's what how I continue to move, and what I continue to do is, making those impacts in those different areas.
And that's amazing. So for those that come after you, what's a piece of advice that you would give maybe a younger person who is seeking to become a Psych NP?
Yeah, I think that one is that start early with networking. So if you are let's say you are a student or about to become a student, like maybe you're starting in this next semester or something like that, start networking early. Make sure you're getting to professional organizations. Conferences have student discounts, and they are I've seen those discounts, and I was upset that I never took advantage of them. To be very honest, I was like, "Is how much? It's 70% off." It's a really good discount. So really take advantage of those. Really try to assess where they are, and if it's something that is close to you or feasible for you to do. I know things cost money. I'm not, it's not above me. I do understand that, but really get to it because it's really going to make a difference. And I know, well, again, like I said, cost of things is a factor for everyone, every single one of us, because we're all human, but it can really make a difference in your journey. So networking early and often is so important. I wish somebody told me that earlier. I didn't start networking until about 5 years in my journey. And I just always think about, man, if I would have started in year 1 or year 2, where would I have been? Maybe I would have started these businesses early. Maybe I would have, done something different or something else, or had other opportunities that I haven't seen. So really starting that early is so important. That's where you can find potentially preceptor, your first job, educational opportunities and educational resources for patients. You can find so much at a lot of these different kinds of things like conferences and professional organizations. And if you do join a professional organization, this is just my 2 cents. Make sure you're engaging in it. Don't just pay your dues and disappear. If you wanted to make an impact. Now, if you just want to give them a donation, that's cool too. But if you really are man, I want this professional organization to do something for my career, you do have to engage with it. But if you just want to give them a donation, that is cool too. You can give the donation and not engage with it. But if you really want it to impact and benefit your career, you will have to engage in different things.
Absolutely. Do you precept?
Right now, I do not. I can't put not one more thing on my plate. I don't even lie to people. I said, I can't put one more thing on my plate, but I only recently stopped, probably the last 2 years. But I was precepting I started in 2011. So from 2012 until 2024, I have been precepting that whole time through the pandemic and everything. So yeah, but I had to finally put a pause. I got a lot going on here, and it's only so many balls you can juggle at one time.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And some people, really need to truly understand that. It's okay to put a pause on something, because you want to, give your best, your all to, the things that you're, committed to doing too. So I have a segment.
Okay.
called White Coat Confessions.
Bum, bum, bum.
These are my confessions.
Uh-oh.
So I want you to share with the audience something that someone don't know about you, or, someone not close to you, of course. Maybe a personal truth or some lesson learned, something that was like a aha, oh my God, moment that kind of shaped you into the woman you are today.
Oh, okay. Yeah. My confession. Oh, man. Gosh. I would say, yes, I do have one. Here's a confession. I think what's a lot of things have shaped me into the person I am today. But when I think about myself as just thinking about the professional sense, I think about experience. I think about experiences with like patients and precepting. And I think about a time when I realized within my own spirit, like it's time to take a break from wherever the setting I was in at the time. And that was, for me, it was, noticing how tight even my body felt with patients when maybe they had questions, simple questions. They weren't even bad. There was just simple questions, but I was noticing how tight my body was, how even quick or short I was as a clinician to that person. And that's nothing that they deserved, but how even short that I was. And I noticed that within myself. And even someone I was precepting at the time, it was a student, and she was someone who knew me before precepting. And she had mentioned it to me. And I want to thank her for, I won't say her name, but I will, but she's someone who like just reflected that back to me. And I did feel embarrassed about it, to be very honest, to be the person in the seat, we'll say, who's supposed to be a role model for someone because they're precepting with me. And here I am like being a little bit short, maybe not being the best version of myself, but then having someone reflect that back to me. What I had to say to myself was, you know what? Yeah, maybe I need to pull some things back. Maybe this can't be where I am for the rest of my career. Maybe I need to cut down hours or whatever it is. Or maybe I just need to reflect on what's my next step. And it doesn't always have to be another job. I tell people that all the time. It doesn't have to be another job. It doesn't have to be entrepreneurship. It could just be you sitting for a moment with yourself and reflecting about what do I need to do and what's going to be better for me and what's changed. I think it also had to do with the pandemic. It was during the pandemic. It was during the high time of the pandemic. So there was a lot of things that were going on. But that's just something I always remember as like, you need to, so what I do now a lot of times is I check in with myself almost quarterly. And though I am an entrepreneur, I still do it because it can happen to anybody where you're just not checking. You're just like going. And so I check in with myself quarterly and ask myself some questions. How are things going? How's my schedule looking? How does this feel to me? Am I still enjoying the work that I'm doing? Because if I'm not in any of those areas, there's some other questions I ask myself, but if I'm not in those areas, I think about, okay, what needs to change, or what do I need to change? Because change, I do believe, starts with you. So it might be something that I need to change. Like, okay, I'm not going to be working Monday through Friday. I'm going to work Monday through Thursday. I'm going to make sure I spend this amount of time with my family, or, whatever that's going on. I'm planning these kind of dates with my husband, or whatever it is. I'm just going to really think about that quarterly and not just let things get away from me, because life is going to life, as they say, as the kids say. But, life is going to life. Things are going to happen, but making sure I'm checking in with myself on a regular basis to see how I'm doing, because there's just some things you might not notice. And I might not always have that person who is going to be willing to tell me about myself in a, professional way and kind way, or reflect something back to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Self-reflection is really, really big, really, really important too, because sometimes you is constantly on the go and you don't realize certain things or, certain behaviors. And so that's good. Kudos to the person that had to pull you to the side and be like,
I've noticed this about you, girl. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying.
So let me just point that out, so that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
So who is the person, or was it a person that inspired you on your journey? So was it someone in particular, or like
to become a Psych NP, or? Yeah. So I would say for me, I don't think there was a person in particular. It had to do with the work that I was doing. I worked at a really big trauma center. And this was a different time in my life. I used to work in Phoenix, Arizona as a nurse. And I was just looking at what we were doing on that trauma center and kind of who I was seeing. So it was a lot of young patients under 30, a lot of major losses. So loss of limbs, loss of life of someone they knew close to them because there was a lot of car accidents or motorcycle accidents, and disability in certain ways. Even if they didn't lose a limb, then lose ability to move a limb. And so I noticed that, and I was like, we are doing the care for the physical, which is great. You know, we're doing all the care. We're showing the patient and the family how to care, or loved one how to care for the patient or support the patient. But I was like, these people are under 30 and they had a trajectory for their life that they thought was to be, and now something really major has happened that's changed that trajectory. And what's that going to mean for them? And how do they how are they going to be navigating that besides the physical stuff that we've showed them how to do? And that was really, I think, my first kind of thing about I wonder, is anyone doing any work in PTSD after major tragic accidents like this? That was kind of the first thing I thought about. And I actually got to precept at a VA that was doing this kind of work, that was doing work where they had psych professionals work in their, what's it called? PMNR, their physical medicine and rehab facility for the VA. And they had psych professionals there to kind of help and do and support that, support that transition, support that emotional transition that happens, not just the physical transition. And so that was kind of where it all started. It's about seeing these kind of really big kind of physical changes, life changes that happened after trauma for patients that I worked with.
Okay, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So what is one word that describes your purpose? Just one word.
One.
One word.
Okay. I know. Yeah. I'm like, oh gosh. Oh gosh. I mean, it's the first word. I just go with the first word, kind of in mind. Support.
Okay.
Support. I know it can mean a lot of different things, but support.
That could mean a lot of different things.
It can.
It's very important in all aspects of life. So
right.
That's a good one word. That's a good one word. What is something that you wish other people knew about nurse practitioners, psych nurse practitioners?
Yes, it's a couple things, but one big one is that I wish that they knew that we have expertise and experience that translates more than just in the clinical space. We do have that kind of expertise that does translate to the clinical space and direct patient care. Yes. Mm-hmm. But we also have expertise that can translate to, let's say, pharmaceutical sales, if that's what we so wanted. The pharmaceutical industry, it could be education, it could be in public health, it could also be in looking at leadership roles and things like that. I think we have a lot of a good skill set that can help that. And I think that's all NPs. But I know we're talking about Psych NPs specifically because it's what I know, but that we have the skill sets to translate beyond just the clinic walls, as I heard someone say before.
Okay. Yes, you are absolutely right. Yes,
Yeah.
that can go for all NPs.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I said go for all NPs, that we have expertise and skills that can go beyond clinic walls.
Absolutely. So now is the time for my favorite part of the show.
Let's do it.
White Coat Power Moves Rapid Fire.
All right.
Questions. So I'm going to ask you some quick questions and you got to answer quickly with the first thing coming to your mind.
Uh-oh.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
So the audience can get to know you a little bit better outside of that white coat.
Yes.
Okay. So white coat or scrubs?
Scrubs.
Scrubs? Okay.
Yeah.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Coffee drinker, huh?
Yeah, coffee. Immediately.
Food or steak?
Neither, so I'm vegan.
Okay. So how long you been vegan?
I've been vegan since 2017. So yeah, almost 10 years.
That's great. Okay. Are you an early bird or a night owl?
Now I am an early bird. Since I had a child, I've been an early bird. Yeah. I used to be a night owl, but since 2020 is when I had my son, I'm an early bird. Because he got up early, so then that was me. And we just do stuff early.
Books or podcasts?
Ooh. I wish it could be books, but it's podcasts. It is.
We had enough books in school, huh?
Right. Yeah, it is podcasts. And because I can do it, I can do it while walking, and you could do an audiobook, but I can do it while walking, and they're also short. So short to the point, so I can finish my walk and be like, oh, I had that good, inspirational podcast in that 25 minutes.
Yes. iPhone or Android?
Duh, iPhone. Apple everything. Sorry, y'all, whoever listen. Apple everything. Apple Watch, Apple laptop.
Apple heels or sneakers?
Sneakers.
Okay, sneaker girl.
Yes.
City life or country living?
City life.
All right. Introvert or extrovert?
Extrovert.
Okay. Text or call?
Text.
You a big texter.
I am.
Don't nobody like talking on the phone no more. What is going on?
I'm a big texter, and I'm a big people. Now, here's something to know about me. I'm a texter, and now with iPhones, like iPhone to iPhone, you can schedule your text. I'm a big
I just
texter.
Found that out a couple weeks ago.
Because sometimes, again, I wake up early with my child, and so I'm not going to text nobody at that same time. I am respectful still. You know, we up at 6. I ain't going to text nobody at 6, but I text you and schedule it for 9 when you would be up.
Okay. Save or spend?
Spend. Yeah, spend that. Sorry. Spend.
Okay. Home cooked meal or eat out?
Eat out.
Morning workout or evening workout?
Morning workout.
Okay. So if you had a superpower, which one would you pick? To read minds or heal every disease?
Oh, heal every disease.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't care what's on your mind.
That's what I'm saying. But I had some people actually say read minds. I was like, oh, go.
Yeah. No, I don't care what's on your mind. You gonna think it anyway.
Right.
I can't stop you from thinking it.
So if you wasn't in healthcare, what would you be doing?
Angel, I don't know. I wanted to be a nurse since I was 5. So that's
okay.
So to be honest, people do ask me that, and I'm like, I really don't think I know, because since I was 5, I wanted to be a nurse. I knew that, even if I didn't know the specialty and things like that. So I don't know. Maybe I do enjoy teaching, and that's a good amount of the, work and space that I do work in. So I could say teaching in some capacity.
Okay, so what are some of the things like that you love to do? What's your hobbies like?
That's my hobbies.
Outside of taking care of people every day.
Right, taking care of people every day. I got you. So my hobbies. So I really do like journaling. I enjoy that. I mean, I do it for also my just mental health and emotional health, but I actually just I like doing it. I do try to read more books because I do actually find them enjoyable, but sometimes I want this to be over soon. But no, I do try to read more books. I do like traveling. I know a lot of people say that, but it is what I do enjoy. Especially international travel is what I do enjoy a lot. And I have a lot of more places on my list that I'm trying to work my way through.
Okay. Legacy or luxury?
Legacy.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that for luxury. Legacy.
Okay. So my last one, and it's really finished the sentence. Success means to me.
Success means to me living by my own terms.
Yes.
Boom.
Yes. I love that. Yes. I love that. So before we wrap up, I want you to let the audience know what's next for you, what goals you may have, what ventures you are excited about. How can they get in contact with you? Like, how can they follow you? What's your social media pages? If they want to be part of your network to gain more resources, tell the audience all of that good stuff.
All that good stuff. Yeah. So what's next on my radar is that the Society of PMHNPs of Color, that is the nonprofit nursing organization that I was a part of founding. We are having our second Woohoo! We had a first one. So our second educational summit. So this is an in-person conference that we are bringing to Nashville, and we're so excited to do it because we're bringing topics that I don't see on a lot of stages in mental health or nursing conferences. All of the people on the stage are going to look like us, and that is something that's very exciting to me as well, because I think there's so much expertise in Psych NPs of color, and I think a lot of times there's not as many opportunities that they may get to be on stages. And starting this organization, that was a part of one of the things we wanted to do. We wanted to elevate and empower people, especially who wanted to be on stages. If you want to be there, we want to give you a stage to be on. And so getting to do that. So really excited about that. That is a 1.5-day conference that we have. And I'm in hustle season right now, getting everything tied in a really pretty bow for that event. So if you are looking at getting in touch with me, following along on journey, there's a couple of different ways. One is my IG, which is at your PMHNP mentor. You can find me on LinkedIn under my name, Kirby Williams. There's probably only one or two. If you want to follow and get to know more about the society, you can follow the Society of Psychiatric Mental Health Nurse Practitioners of Color on LinkedIn. That's our most active social media. And you can also follow us at PMHNPsofcolor.org for more information.
Thank you.
Yes.
I appreciate that. So if y'all want to get all up in her business.
My business. You can find me in those places.
Find her in those places with the amazing resources for the psychiatric mental health nurse practitioners.
Yes.
Which are thebomb.com.
Yes.
So I want to thank you for being a guest on the White Coats and Real Talk podcast. And to my audience, I hope that this episode brought you some form of insight, some knowledge, some inspiration. And yes, we are real people with real life problems too.
I'm regular schmegular. Yes.
Yes, we go through things too. So please, if you like this episode, make sure that you, comment, hit the love button, share it. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel where you can see the video version, of course. And you can also get the audio version on any one of the major podcast platforms. And make sure you subscribe to the Alive Podcast Network, which is the all-Black podcast platform for Black podcasters. Yes.
Wow. I just learned something. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah. So it's really, really amazing. And you can find other great podcasters on there too as well. Until the next time, stay blessed.
Thank you for having me, Angel.